If you need the money, you will not make the money. You put pressure on yourself and you start doing all these crazy things on the markets. So you need to focus on something else, find something else that's able to make you money on the side. And as you build that, you automatically become a good trader. You're able to be disciplined, you're able to wait for the perfect setup, you're able to wait for the perfect time, you're able to execute good.
Just a quick pause before we get into this. Trading can be intense, and staying mindful during your session matters so much. That's why I created and am sharing a free 3-part audio experience that's helped me deeply. 1 for starting your day with calm intention, 1 to stay centered while you trade, and 1 to wind down with grace when it's time to stop. These tracks are yours. Just click the link in the description. Hey, welcome back. Here at the Market Mamas podcast, I cover a wide range of topics from the intricacies of day trading to mindset mastery and psychological growth, with the goal of the conversations being next level growth for all of us. My name is Becky, and I'm a US-based futures day trader from the Pacific Northwest. My trading experience includes trading stocks, options, crypto, and futures, with both trading a personal account as well as with prop funding companies. Over time, I found that I most enjoy the fast-paced world of intraday futures trading, so that is my primary day trading focus now. Thank you for joining me on the Market Mamas podcast today.
Hey guys, welcome back to Market Mamas. And you can tell already I'm so excited because I got a lady trader to come on the podcast and talk about her experiences both as a trader and an entrepreneur and a woman who is just learning and growing in the space. And I think that any person can be a good trader, to be fair, man or woman. But it's just really nice to hear from all sides, all aspects, all cultures, all backgrounds, all genders on what it means to grow in the journey of trading and how it can evolve and change you and where you can take it. So I definitely want to get into the story of my guest today, Joy Karitu. Thank you so much for being with me, Joy. Thank you so much for inviting me, Becky. I trade futures. You trade Forex, is that right? Yes, Forex spot. I'm a spot trader. Okay. How did you get into trading? Let's start there. So in 2017, my husband saw, I think, an interview on one of the national television shows, and then he caught an interest. So he started learning how to trade late 2017, around October, around this time. And he started learning how to trade, slept late at night. And I was just like, what is this? And I was just like, I don't know what he's doing, because I was busy learning social media and learning how to be a social media manager at that time. So he kept on. And then in 2018, I got to work with a lady called Valerie and Tandy, 2 ladies, and Valerie was a trader. So all the information my husband used to learn, he used to bounce off me. So I would act like I know it, because all the information my husband learns, he bounces it off me. And when I meet Valerie, it's almost as though I can trade. And then let me tell you how things just work together. That year, a broker was being launched, so she was being placed as a sales manager. And because I already had this knowledge, I then got into the industry, I guess.
Nice. You were able to speak the language, and so then you can get into those conversations.
Yeah, I was able to speak the language thanks to my husband, and I was able to then get it to the industry, but in the financial side. So as a sales person, for the broker.
I kind of love the aspect of learning about trading from one of the supportive roles of it, because I talked to a couple people who worked in brokers or trading floors as a support person first, and then they would observe the traders and see tendencies and habits and struggles and who made it and who didn't. Did you get some of that view too?
I did, but usually online is just when you are in support, you don't really get to see a trader's journey. But because my husband was already on the journey, I got to see it firsthand. And Valerie was also a trader. She was doing phenomenally well at that time. So I also got to see how it is to be well-off. She was a woman, so I got to see how well-off you can be, and I also got to see the process. And I guess I was also in the process because of it, by virtue of my husband. So
yeah. I think the spouses of traders feel the experience pretty deeply because I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, like good day or bad day, like it's palpable with my energy,
Yeah.
how I leave the office space. Yeah.
True, yeah.
You were your husband's support person.
I was. And I was his first mentee, I guess. I was his first student because as he learned, he taught me. And yeah.
Okay. So do you guys trade together or separate or how do you work it now?
We do trade together. Yeah. Bonnie and Clyde of trading, I guess.
I love that. My husband has started to dabble a little bit. I think when I first started, he thought I was kind of crazy and was sure I would kind of burn out on it. But then I just really dug in deeper. And so he inevitably, like you with your husband, just had to hear about it endlessly. Like I would just talk about it and need to vent and learn something new and cool and want to tell him about it. And so now he's like low key, like watching and learning. So maybe I'll follow you and your husband.
Yes, pretty soon it's about to happen. It's bound to happen. So then I started trading in 2020. My first live account was in 2020. We were trading together. So he had left. I didn't even know what a lot size was. And I just pressed buy and we blew the account because I did not know what I was doing.
Yeah, I bought something.
I had to call him and say, "Oh no, I think I blew the account. I don't know." Yeah, and then from there, I think a week later, then he showed me how to place a lot. What's a lot? Lot size. What does it mean for the account that you have? This is what it means. And then yeah, from there I've been trading actively.
Nice. Yeah, learning how to do risk management, which like someone can tell you risk
Yes.
management, but I think you have to actually trade and experience it and know what a
Yes.
drawdown is and when it's good and like
Yes. Yes, she even goes through the emotions of risk management. Yeah.
yeah, there's the whole like trade like a robot and only trade your system, but once your money in your account is on the side, on the line, the emotions come in and every person has to like figure that out.
The emotions come in, and that's where traders get defined because I know I'm big for discipline, but discipline doesn't matter when you need that money next month. You've been on a drawdown for the whole month, or you've been holding a trade. The market has been consolidating for a whole month, and you're just like, I need to withdraw. I need this money. That's when that trading comes in because you do need the money, and that's where greed comes in because you've been holding for a full month, so now you're saying, I want to get back all the money I could have made. Not that you would have made because you didn't make it, but it's just like it's the money that I could have made, so I need to make it back. And that's where emotions come in.
Yes. Yeah, we want to trade the P&L or trade the high of it before you locked it in, and then you're like, but I was up to this. I want to make that, and then you can start reneging and chasing it. It's so
And
dangerous.
all these things, yeah, very
Yeah.
dangerous.
So when you were learning to trade, after you had started in 2020, what did it look like if you had per se a lowest low in your journey where you were really struggling? If you did struggle with working through all of that and deciding, should I quit? Can I do this? How can I do this? Did you have a period like that?
Well, I started off on a high. I was one of those ones new to the game, and I'm like, I'm never gonna blow because proper risk management. But I'm also an impulsive person. So when I see my setup, I'm in. When I see something that looks like my setup, I'm in. Anything that looks like I must enter, I'm in. I don't think twice. And so, and also when you are new or when you are still discovering yourself in trading, there's a temptation to look for something better. So when you're looking for a better strategy or whatever it is, then you complicate the knowledge that you already have. So when you look at the charts, you no longer see what you used to see when you make money because now you're looking at this, now you're looking at that, now you're trying to mix them. It doesn't work anymore. I started off good. I started off very good. And I thought I had made it. I was starting to look for houses in a gated community, starting to look at Lamborghini and Urus and all these things. I was like, yeah, finally calculating. And then the drawdown came. Oh my goodness, that hit I couldn't believe that I could no longer flip my account the way I used to, because I was a risk taker. So I used to flip my account, and I couldn't believe that I couldn't grow it at the speed that I used to grow it from. And so it's because now we were looking at new strategies. Or this one is too fast paced. It's too much for my nervous system. I'm always anxious. We're always anxious because once the account passes a certain amount of money, your tummy gets in a knot. You're just like, oh my goodness, if I lose this money. So that was not good. So looking for a new strategy, it messed up the one we already had, and we went into a drawdown of our life. A drawdown where I even asked myself, what am I doing? I was even tempted to quit. I was like, I am done with this trading thing. No ways. I'm going to look for a job. I'm going to start a business. Let me focus on my graphic design. Let me focus on social media. This thing is hard. It's not working.
Yeah, I think I went through that too. I mean, especially, I think that's when it actually hits, is when you have had success. I think you have to taste real success. I was planning trips, buying cars, and on our housing app too, because I'm like, I've got this. Like, it's just gonna keep rolling. It's only gonna compound. And then you get like a little confident, and then that's the worst. Like in the beginning, when you lose, you're like, well, I'm new. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. But when you win and you lose, that's such a good point, Joy, that it hits harder and it makes you question. It made me question more as well of like, can I get it back? Was I good enough? Was it
Back? Can I get it back? Or was it just a one-time wonder? Does this thing, now you're the one questioning yourself, does this thing work? But then this thing does work. And the more you put in money in the market, the more you put in money, and you keep losing and you keep blowing the account over the same mistake.
Yeah.
Over the same mistake. And you know that this thing is a mistake. I'm not supposed to be doing it, but you do it and you keep on repeating that same mistake, even though you tell yourself that this time I am journaling, I'm writing it down, I am keeping to my rules, and then you come in and you repeat it. And you look like, I'm over this. I'm crying. I'm a mess. My husband is spending the whole night on the charts trying to piece everything together, studying price, studying how price works. I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm done. And I promise you, if it was not for my husband, I think I would have been done.
Because there's an element of like almost like a masochism to it, of like, I am causing myself stress and pain and tears and fear and anxiety, and I'm not making money for it. Like when you're showing up and you're in that drawdown period, you are pouring your heart and soul and energy and brain power into it, and there's no outcome. It's like not like other jobs where if you show up and you work overtime, give your heart, you're rewarded. Trading's the opposite.
Exactly.
How did you pull out of that?
Well, like I said, if it was not for my husband, listen, my husband was like, we're sitting on a gold mine. We cannot give up. I cannot think of anything else. Yes, we can start a business. You can be about your graphic design, but this is what we have. This is a gold mine. We just need to be patient. And I was just like, no, we keep fighting, we keep losing money. I don't even have new clothes. We keep putting money in the market. It's like, just be patient, we'll make money. So he continued until he found something, while I was just minding my own business, like shutting it out, because I had very bad trauma from it, from constantly blowing. So I was like, I'm over this. And he kept on. And so as he kept on, he would say, oh, but I miss the old you, how you'd be passionate about the markets. And then I come back a bit, and I would forcefully sit through back testing sessions. Like I would have to sit, it's like, please sit and listen. Give me an hour today. And I'll be like, roll my eyes and I'll sit there. So, so that's how he got me back, because the more he back tested, the more I'd fall in love with it. The more I see it online, the more the love comes back. And then I'm like, okay, let me give it a chance. And then I don't want to. And then I want to, until I was back. So he forced me. I don't want to lie. There were sessions where I'd roll my eyes through all when he was bed testing, showing me the strategies that we're now going to use, the system we're now going to use. I would roll my eyes, like I'd not be interested. But he just said, my love, just be patient, just give this thing time.
You guys are a serious dream team. That's incredible. And you know how grounding, like he knows that you had skill and talent and he saw the potential of trading because
Yes.
I had various people that were not my spouse but had similar energy, and it's like there has to be someone who's like, but just remember, you've got skills, there is a system, maybe we just spend a little bit more time, like
Maybe let's just spend a little more time. Let's just go back through everything. Let's do this, let's do that. And then you fall back. And so you really need a support system. You cannot do it alone. You need people who believe in this thing, who are locked in. Even if it's not your spouse, it could be a friend, it could be a community of traders. But you need people who believe in this thing, not only who are traders, but they believe in this thing. They've put their hearts out. They are in it. They are in it to win it. You need someone like that who says Forex or trading or nothing.
I feel like, I don't know if you have this experience, but I had certainly people in my family and my personal life, my friends, who thought I was crazy and who thought like this is not like normal people don't become, very successful traders. You're just kind of wasting your time and money. And like we're like, Debbie Downers. And I had to learn that I had to really shut those people out and compartmentalize and only entertain them when it was something for the family or what have you. And really, I got so close with my trading community and a couple of very key members of that are exactly what you said. They believed in trading. They saw the value, the potential, the way that the education and experience can compound and make you stronger and get you the success over time. And so I hope that I imagine that all traders have both types of people in their life, a lot of people who are negative and hopefully at least a couple powerful people that are positive, because I think you have to stay in it.
You have to. Your family does not understand what you're doing because firstly, you don't look like you're doing anything. So you don't look like you're doing anything. You don't look like you're serious. You don't look like you are focused on anything because you're just holding your phone and you're talking about this thing called trading. And probably it's a fad. And because of all the bad rep it has incredibly bad rep. So even as just like, there's nothing to this thing. Focus, look for something else. Study, go look for a job. You can't be serious. You have kids. Guys, you need to be serious with your life. You have kids. Get over this thing. And so that's how I also started posting content online. Forex content online, because that's the only other way you're going to find people who believe in what you're doing and who know what you're going through by sharing your journey.
Yeah, I love that because you have to find people who are on it once you decide that you're going to stay on that journey, because it's just too challenging to fight the current of all the other people that could be in your ear. And so like
Yes.
finding people that can share your journey and passion and support you along the way is so empowering.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Yeah. So you how did social media help you then in that way? So you shared content, did you build a separate profile? What does that look like for you with your social media work?
So over the years, I would speak about trading, but because of imposter syndrome and how it was mirrored online or how it was portrayed online as a way to have a flashy lifestyle, you have to be sitting at Starbucks, you have to be sitting at a hotel in order for you to call yourself a trader. And I didn't look like that because I was going through my own journey. I would quit, stop, quit, stop. I remember my first page was Forex Demystified, but I felt like, okay, I don't have the aesthetics. Let me leave it. And then I was Lerato FX. Lerato is my native name. It means love. So Lerato FX, I was still not confident because I didn't look the part. Then
Yeah.
so I would here and there on my personal profile, then here and there say, okay. Oh, and then I was Miss Scalper FX. Yeah, Miss Scalper FX. Pips pay your bills. Pay my bills. Pips pay my bills. On Instagram. But I couldn't show my face online because I felt I don't have a proper phone. I don't have the aesthetics. I don't look the part. Who's gonna believe me? With Forex, you have to look the part. As that died down, then at the beginning of 2024, the Lord then told me that believe again, because I had given up. And He was like, believe again, start doing what you love again. And part of doing what I love again is speaking about Forex. So, and teaching about Forex. And I thought, as I started posting here and there about Forex, people who were in the industry then started commenting here and there, and a community or a tribe of people started finding me, and I also started commenting on Forex posts and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm going to use whatever I have. What I have is my voice, what I have is my camera. I'll use where I am. And I'll also update on Facebook, because then that's a community where I don't have to look like I've got it all together, as opposed to Instagram. And so as I continued going, I thought, let me call myself Your Forex Bestie. And that helped me align myself, and make me remember that I'm not a lifestyle influencer. I'm not into lifestyle. I'm an educational influencer, and I also only speak about the educational side of Forex and not the lifestyle side, so that I don't get tempted. So even if I show my screen, I don't show blue screens. I hardly even show my screen, because that's not what I want it to be about. I'm mostly on the mental side and the educational side. Yeah.
I love how you kind of figured out how you wanted to represent and what you wanted your focus to be, and then you just like dialed it in and delivered that content. And I think that's the most organic way to do it, to see other people's pages that are in the similar market, start commenting, start letting people know that you're out there, and then like grow your tribe, as you said, which is like, well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it's good that we represent, like anybody who really has a passion for this and is comfortable on social media, to be able to put out there, what our experiences is, what we're learning, what might benefit someone else. Because the whole point, if someone can find your page, they can gain something from it, right? And maybe make everyone better in the process. Like, we all can succeed. It's not like there only gets to be, 10,000 people who are successful Forex traders and the rest of us are just destined to fail. Like, we all can work our way through there, and we can support each other on the way, I think.
Absolutely. And also to show other traders that whatever they're going through is normal. We go through it as traders. It's not it's not a taboo, it's not a miracle, you're not alone. In fact, most of us go through it. People who don't go through it they are the unicorns. Most of us go through the emotions. Most of us want to over trade, want to over leverage, want to full margin. All of us go through emotional trading. So that was also another way to not to put out relatable content per se, but to show people that the trader's journey is normal. You are normal for going through it's part of the journey.
I absolutely love that. And that is like the heart of Market Mamas, is that like open, authentic, real talk about what it is to like be in this journey, in this pursuit of like, oh, it's real. It's real. The struggle is real, but so is the potential and the success.
Yes. So is the potential and the success. Absolutely.
So what do you do in terms of your time? So you have a couple different businesses, you trade. What's your priority? What's your main focus? How does it all intertwine?
Okay, so I'm a Forex trader, and so I've been a full-time Forex trader for a while, but I've also just had my social media business and my graphic design business on the side. So when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. And then in 2022, I used to work for a Forex broker. So in 2019, there was something that happened, and then I stopped. I became pregnant with my last born. And then so I'm a mom of 3 kids. So my last born, who is now 6, well, when he got born, then there was an issue with the South African office, and so it closed. And then in 2020, just after COVID, I think 2 weeks before lockdown, I started working again, same job, same company, until 2022. And then 2022, I was also like, no, I want to be a full-time trader. Let me look at this thing full-time. And then that didn't look pretty good. So Yeah, so then I started aggressively pursuing my entrepreneurship side, which is my business side and my social media and my graphic design business. And then this year, I think a month ago, I went back to the broker as an executive coordinator for South Africa again, because they're looking into coming into the region again.
Girl, you are a queen of all things.
So I'm a queen of all things, and I'd like to think I'm all rounded in terms of the financial market, because that's where my passion is. That's where my passion lies. So I've just been pretty privileged when it comes to the financial market. It's like, I don't know, when I come in, everything just happens, especially in that space. So that's where my focus is now. I still design here and there, but my focus now is in the financial markets.
I think that's beautiful. I think I know for myself, I started to trade better with Market Mamas when I started the podcast 2 years ago, because it I took some of the pressure off of trading, and it gave me another thing to do with my time that was around the financial industry. So I got to like think about conversations and what I'm going through and what resources I like and are helping me, and to put those in an episode. And so I would trade at my key trading times where I would find the most success. And then in the times where the market was choppy or wasn't ideal or later in the day, then I could work on these other pursuits. And I became a more well-rounded trader because I was prioritizing only my best setups at my key times. And then I had these other projects that also like supported me as who I was becoming. And it sounds similar to yours in terms of like more well-rounded and coming at it from different angles.
Yes, absolutely. I think if I had not gone back to Grand Capital, I also would have gone the podcast route, I think. And also probably on YouTube, because what traders don't say is that you do need you do need another income, so that you don't depend on the income. It's as though you must not need the money for you to make the money. Because if you need the money, you will not make the money.
Yeah.
You put pressure on yourself and you start doing all these crazy things on the markets. So you need to focus on something else, find something else that's able to make you money on the side. And as you build that, you automatically become a good trader. You're able to be disciplined. You're able to wait for the perfect setup. You're able to wait for the perfect time. You're able to execute good quality trades and not trade because you need it. You're able to trade the setup that you were supposed to be trading all this time. So when you have too much time on your hands, you end up doing the wrong things in the market, because all you're doing now is waiting for that opportunity, and if you don't get it today, you feel like, I didn't do anything much today. Oh no, oh, my life, is this my life? Tomorrow you start looking for trades that don't even make sense because you want to feel like you're doing something.
Yeah, and if you heaven forbid are just staring at your chart all day, you're watching every single candle print, you're going to enter a trade. Like there's very few people that are able to like be at their charts for 8 hours and not fuck around and find out and enter all kind of trades that was not their plan. Like that is a unicorn right there who can do that, because that is not me. Like I want to be very specific with when I'm at my chart and what I'm looking for, and if I don't see it, then I gotta like literally leave the space.
Yeah. And I always say the market will show you what you want to see. If you are looking for an opportunity, you will see one. There will be an opportunity to enter because you're looking for one. So if you're constantly looking for it, you will see it and you will enter. It'll be the wrong opportunity still, but because you looked for it, it'll be there. And then that's market psychology.
Yeah, and I think it's a good nod to what you said about, don't go into trading as your full-time, gonna pay your mortgage, buy your kids or everything like that. To have that be your sole and only focus source of income is, I think I agree that it's very dangerous, because it really does add way too much pressure on having to nail a good trade every single day. And then you will pull the trigger when it's not ideal, or to make up for a loss faster so that you don't have to worry so much. And so for me too, like I have a couple of jobs. Like I'm still a part-time nurse, which was my initial career for almost 2 decades. And then the podcast on the side. And I'm working with a prop funding company now, Blue Sky, who does futures prop funding. because that diversification is good for my brain and my overall mental health and for my finances. And so that way with trading, it's like if I have a super busy day and these other things, I don't have to trade. I don't feel an urge to trade. And then if I do want to, yeah, it's like only when the setup really calls to me because my bills are paid from the other work that I'm doing. And it's, a love, it's a passion, it's a best setup type of opportunity. It's more successful.
Yes, that's true. You make the best trades, you make the best money. Everything things just start to look out for you when trading. When it's not your only income, your sole and only income. Yeah.
And if someone finds that they're getting really good at trading, like get it, like continue to do what you're doing, but don't go like all or nothing maybe right away, like go from full-time work to part-time work or get a side gig instead of a full-time job to lean it, ease the transition into most significantly full-time trading, but like, a little bit of support to just ease the pressure.
Yes, and there, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Because what's going to happen is that shift is also a mental shift. When you shift from full-time employment into not being employed is also a dynamic on its own. So you are going to change just by the shift. And when you change from the shift, you've already changed how you see the market. That shift alone has already changed your mindset. So when you look at the charts, you're going to look at it as a completely different person because you are a different person. You were employed, you didn't have to worry about the charts, and now you told yourself that you're going in full time. So there's that shift. And so when you look at the charts, you're not going to be the same. You're not the same. So that, I think, when we think about going full time, I'm going full time, I'm going to be a full time trader, we don't realize that shift, your mental state is the most important asset when it comes to trading. If your mind is not in the right place and if your psychology is not in the right place, it does not matter what your system looks like. It's going to be terrible. And then now you're going to be like, since I left my job, oh no, trading, this thing was working when I was working and now it's not working. I keep losing. I keep making silly mistakes. It's because you're not the same.
Yeah, I recently heard another trader say that your best edge as a trader is yourself. And so to like really dial in yourself, right? Your psychology, your mindset, your peace and ability to focus and your cutting out the distractions. Like if we can lock in our own headspace and stability, then we can execute any damn strategy we find. Like there's so many successful strategies out there. You can find a winning strategy, not too hard, just on YouTube. But the real work comes in like mastering your own head.
Yes. You are the obstacle standing between you and trading success. I always say we can see in the charts where your mind is at. So if you are relaxed and calm, I will see it in the charts. I will see it in your results. If you are panicking, I will see it in the chart. There will be exit when you enter, you're exiting because you're not sure. When you are fearful, I will see it in the chart. When you are greedy, I will see it in the chart. So your psychology mirrors, the chart mirrors what your mental state is like. And we don't, even in your personal life, if you're going through the most in your personal life, it will reflect in the charts.
I know for myself, I had to learn that the hard way of like, I don't care. I don't care that I just had a really like very stressful day yesterday and the kids are screaming out there. I'm fine. I'm calm. I'm patient. I can do this. Nope. That was straight up lying to myself because in those situations when there's those external stressors, noises, distractions, fears, like I tried to push through it many times in trading and it was generally very bloody in terms of my P&L at the end. So, I mean, we have to learn it for ourselves, I guess, what our triggers are and what our situation is, what that looks like for each person. But you have to learn to give it enough weight and just know when to like back off, I think.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Because when you go through a lot, we think that I can go through life and life can happen. My kids, my husband, the house is falling down, all these things, they can happen. And it won't affect how I see the market, but it does affect because now there's extra hormones, there's this, there's that. And yeah, all these things, there's a trauma response. probably you see the money is depleting in the house, or funds are not good in the house. So when you see money in the market, trauma, if you're a person who has trauma with not having enough money growing up, then that is going to be triggered. And then when you see the chart, you're going to trade from that response.
Yeah, that's such a good point, that we carry over a lot of those like deep-seated psychological underpinnings of who we are in our personality. A lot of that gets uprooted when you learn to trade, because that's serious leverage that you're putting on, and it can pull in some very deep experiences that we don't think about purposefully, intentionally in our day-to-day life, but they play into our trading.
Who knew it was a psychological industry more than it was money? We thought it was just money. We thought you're just coming in, you're going to make money, travel on yachts, buy big houses. But before you know it, now you're doing self-improvement. Now it's you against you. Now you have to do the work, because if you're not doing the work, you're not going to make the money. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But it's like such a real thing that we have to go through. I also had no idea in the beginning that this was going to be a psychological complete upheaval. Like, I feel like I've had to do so much psychological work on myself in the last 4 years I've been trading to actually get the money that I thought starry-eyed in the beginning. All was all about learning the right strategy, and then it would just roll at me. No, it was a lot of psychological work for sure. So you actually have been through a lot, I feel like, in trading, and you have so much wisdom with how you've grown with it. So I'm wondering if you have any like go-to habits that you choose to do in your day-to-day life that help you stay grounded in order to not fall into any of those traps of like the revenge or trading or over trading. What do you do? What helps you the most to like avoid those now?
I think what helped me the most, I must say, is my job, because I'm mostly busy. So I set time out to look at the charts when I can look at the charts. Or when I set out time that I must look at the charts at this time, and then I look at them, and then I place the trade, and I'm done. What also helps me is being grounded in faith. So being a Christian helps me a lot. So it's able to center me. I'm able to pray and read the Bible, and that really helps me a lot.
Yeah, I love the faith energy of what you said, because I think that there's so much value. Christian, or a lot of the religions, I think, are very similar in just believing in a higher power and positive energy behind you, and love over hate and fear, and just in general having faith over fear as your approach to life and your approach to trading. And that helps me, for one, be able to take a stop out when I'm wrong and recognize that I don't have to just take a giant blowout day in order to like really need a trade to work, but I can take small losses and believe in my system, have faith in myself and who I'm becoming, to just breathe and let it go. And like, not every day is going to be perfect to still be a good, fulfilled life and a trading career.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You need to have a drive. You need to have a place where you can go that's not human. And so for me, my faith, if it is not for that, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. You also need to pray so you can get all those emotions out, so that your mind can be clear.
Yeah, I love that. To be able to like let it go off your chest and say it to another place. And then you can, such a release in that of not carrying everything, not carrying all the weight all on yourself all the time, but to let it go and to believe like that. That's beautiful.
Yes, yes. As we said, that trading is more psychological. Some would say it's spiritual, but it's very psychological. And so you need to pray, you need to read the Bible, so that your psychology can be right. For instance, in Proverbs, it does say that a greedy person, a person who wants to get rich quick, will not get rich quick, will not get any money. In fact, they will lose money. And so as you read that wisdom, as you read biblical wisdom, as you pray, that helps you that helps you manage your psychology as well. Like you said, there are things that are deep seated, and so sometimes you try all these things, but you really cannot help yourself. You're trying, but you just can't, right? And so that's how then your faith will help you.
I love that. That's such a great example of a superpower that you can have in your corner to help you along this journey, both stay sane and be better. Okay, I love to ask traders who really are getting along in their career nicely, what would you tell your earlier version of yourself if you could go back there and like reassure your joy in the first year of trading on how to get through the harder times?
Keep going. Keep going. It gets better. Keep going. Don't give up. You'll be tempted to give up, but don't. Keep going. It's worth it. Keep going. It's worth it. Keep going. It's worth it.
Yes, I completely echo that. I mean, I'm in a small trading community, but I swear we oscillate in between hard times, and maybe it's that way so we can support each other. But when one of my friends is in a drawdown period, it's like we take turns lifting each other up of like, listen, you are learning this incredible thing. We've learned too far, too much. Like we can't go back now. Like we know too much. We have the people around us that we need. The potential is limitless. Just hold through this period, leverage down, get some more rest, get some more fresh air, and come back stronger in days to months, even whatever that looks like for a particular drawdown. But I agree, like the experience, once you start stacking months on months of trading and studying and back testing, like I couldn't fathom anymore. There was a period where I debated quitting, but there's no way now. I just recognize that I've just come way too far. And so I absolutely love that sentiment of, yeah, keep going.
Keep going. Keep going. I think a month or two ago, I shared a TikTok that said, "Don't quit trading," and I just shared it. I was in my gown. I was looking well, crusty, and I was like, "Don't quit trading." And I didn't realize how many traders were actually at the verge of trading, because that's one of my best performing videos on TikTok. A lot of traders felt like, you know what, this journey, I want to quit. It's just too much. And that's the advice, that you can take a break from social media as well, because sometimes your journey is not as bad as you think. It's because you're on social media. And so you're comparing yourself to other people. So you feel like you're behind. You feel like you should be at a certain place because you see a person come online and they say they've been trading. They just started trading a year ago and they're highly profitable. They're on a yacht or they just bought a supercar. And it's just like, I've been trading for 5 years. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me, right? And so it's because of social media. So sometimes just plug out of social media. Sometimes you keep going is leave social media. And you'll find that a lot of traders will actually be better and become better if they just leave social media, honestly.
Stay in your own lane, and like comparison is the thief of joy. You know, you can learn from other people who have good energy and wisdom to share, but like if it's just all about like the jealousy, potential envy situation, like that doesn't really serve any purpose. So like, yeah, that's great advice.
Absolutely. And sometimes we can't help ourselves but compare ourselves. So the best way, especially if you're going through a rough time, if you are going through the rough time and the charts are just not making, because there's that time, I think it's called trader's block, where you look at the charts and it's just not making sense. It's just you even ask yourself, how did I understand this the first time? Why is it not making sense to me? Why can't I see it? Why can't I just see the thing I used to see? And during those times, it's times where you need to stay away. And some other times it's because you analyze, and then after analyzing, waiting for your setup, probably you want to go long on gold, and then you go on social media and someone says Your Forex Bestie or Market Mama says, I'm looking for a short. It's definitely a short. The bears are in. And then you're just like, okay, let me short. And then it goes wrong. You're like, but I said so. But it's because you're online. You're online. Get offline. Trust your system. Build confidence in your system. The more you're able to keep your system and the more you're able to see results with your system, the more confidence you have, the more your nervous system can rest, the more your psychology and your brain can trust what you're doing and follow you, so that it's no longer working against you when you're trying to trade.
Well, anything else that you should add that can help any traders that are pushing through or working on perseverance or staying in this game before we let you go?
Well, I think I've already said a mouthful, but yeah, keep going. Keep going. You do need a community, but you also need solitude. You need a community, but you need to know what kind of community you need. Not all community is good community. I think we get taken away by wanting to belong, wanting to be part of a community of traders, wanting to be accepted, that we almost end up losing ourselves. So don't lose yourself trying to look for a community. Work on your skill. Be patient with yourself. It's okay to take a loss. It happens. Sometimes you will overtrade. Sometimes you will not do better, even though you know better. It happens. And that is why risk management becomes important, because it's inevitable. It's market psychology. The market will tempt you. The market will trigger you. And so life challenges will also cause you to make wrong decisions. And that is why you need to risk properly. But even though you don't risk properly, even though you know you must risk properly, it's still fine. Be kind to yourself, forgive yourself, move on. It happens. It's part of the industry. In a not so better word, it's part of the game. It's part of the game. You just need to pick yourself up. It hurts. If you're a female like me, I like crying, so I cry first. And I have a pity party for 5 minutes. And after having my pity party, I come back, because it's part of the game. It's part of the industry. We all go through that, even at your greatest high. You know, when you're like, I've got this now. Tomorrow you make a mistake, so... Yes, those are my parting words.
Those are so good. Yeah. And I would say to the community part, what you said, just to echo that, is that if you try a community and you find that something doesn't feel right, you don't like the energy, you don't like this key person in there and the way that they approach things, you don't have to stay. Like, move on. Like, there's so many out there. Like, yeah, find one that works with your energy, that supports your systems and your goals and how you want to approach this market. And if it's more noise than benefit, then bye. Like, don't waste your time in things that don't serve you. And we each have that right to recognize that, like, I only want what's best for me in my journey. And sometimes that means embracing this new foreign thing, and sometimes it means leaving something that maybe once felt comfortable but really is not the best place anymore.
Yeah.
And I cried too. I said it, I don't even know how many episodes. Like, after a hard morning where I really thought I had it, I say cry in my coffee, because it's morning here when I trade. So sometimes I just need to close myself in my room without my kids, have a few minutes, and then reset.
Come right back.
Yeah, let it out. I say let it
Yes.
out.
Yes, let the emotions out. Yeah.
Yeah. Better to not carry it. But then, by the time you go to bed, you can reset, recenter, pray, read, journal, talk to your people, and then get at it again.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I kind of want you to be my bestie, because I think that you're amazing.
You're amazing too. Let's be besties.
Yes, let's support each other. Let's support everyone. Like, we both Joy from Your Forex Bestie and me at Market Mamas, like, there are good people out there like ourselves that really just want to do well and want everyone to do well, and to, like,
Absolutely.
see what is good and helpful and raise each other up. And I really appreciate that energy out of you and coming on the show with me today, Joy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I had a wonderful time. I really did. And yeah, we're besties now.
And I think that Joy is open to more friends. So we're going to put all of your contacts in the description.
I am. I'm welcome to more Forex besties. So come along, Forex bestie. Yeah.
Yes. Look us up. Let us help and support and be friends however we can, because we got this, traders. We're not giving up. That's why we're here. That's why you're here at the end of this episode, because you're clearly dedicated to your cause and your growth, and, like, having the right people and the right words around you. So cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right, everyone. Take care. Happy trading. Take care, Joy. It was a great session today.
An absolutely amazing session. Take care, everybody. Thank you for having me on Market Mama.